This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell here on KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio.
I'm Missy Kohler. Today is September 30th, and we're so happy you're with us tonight.
Well, President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden were in Ohio last night for the first of 4 presidential debates. The debate took place at Cass Western University in Cleveland, with only a fraction of the audience compared to past presidential debates.
The candidates were socially distanced and opted not to shake hands prior to the debate, but did offer each other a polite greeting. Moderator Chris Wallace chose the question topics, but the questions were not shared with the candidates prior to the debate. The first question of the debate asked about the nomination of Justice Barrett to the Supreme Court and the direction she would take the court.
I will tell you very simply, we won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee, respected by all, top academic, good in every way. And we won the election, and therefore we have the right to choose her. And very few people knowingly would say otherwise. And by the way, the Democrats, they wouldn't even think about not doing it. If they had, the only difference is they'd try and do it faster. There's no way they would give it up.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. And that say occurs when they vote for United States senators and when they vote for the President of the United States. They're not going to get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already. The election has already started. Tens of thousands of people have already voted. And so the thing that should happen is we should wait. We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is, because that's the only way the American people get to express their view is by who they elect as president and who they elect as vice president.
The 90-minute back and forth contained questions regarding the economy, health care, race, and the pandemic. Both men defended their administration's work on all the debate subjects. Debate moderator Chris Wallace of Fox News has faced widespread criticism today for his inability to rein in the candidates during their numerous interruptions. Throughout the evening, Wallace was forced to talk over the candidates multiple times as they continually disrupted each other's responses to questions. Wallace was quoted as saying, "Generally speaking, I did as well as I could, so I don't have any second thoughts there." Mr. Wallace said in conclusion, "I'm just disappointed with the results, for me, but much more importantly, I'm disappointed for the country because it could have been a much more useful evening than it turned out to be." The Presidential Debate Commission says it will soon adopt changes to its format to avoid a repeat of this first debate. The next presidential debate will take place on October 7th at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. If you would like to see the debate in its entirety, you can find it on our Local Pahrump Facebook page.
Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak announced a new emergency directive adjusting the COVID-19 statewide baseline mitigation standards, including increasing limits on gathering sizes.
The new directive and accompanying guidance addresses gatherings of all types. This new directive increases the limit on gatherings from 50 to 250 people, or 50% of capacity, whichever is less, so long as social distancing can be maintained and all other requirements can be met.
The current limit on public and private gatherings is capped at 50 people, 50. We have now increased the limit on public and private gatherings to 250 people, or 50% of the capacity, whichever is less. This 250 is in addition to the staff that is at the event. For example, in a faith gathering, it's in addition to the priest or the rabbi, to the choir, to the volunteers, to those that are working the event. So the 250 is attendees that is in addition to those that are working at the event. I have heard from so many that have shared the anguish of not being able to go to church or celebrate a wedding or another milestone. I have had several calls this week with our faith leaders in the community to work through the specific details as it relates to church and in-faith gatherings, and you will find those again on the website at nvhealthresponse.nv.gov. I appreciate the faith leaders taking such an active interest, providing us with input on how to move forward, and we thank them for that and hope everybody enjoys the ability to get back to religious worship.
For a full summary of the announcement and guidance, you can find it on the web at nevadahealthresponse.nv.gov. In addition, you can find guidance on safe gatherings for celebrations, ceremonies, and events, including places of worship, life rite ceremonies, gatherings at private residence, and much more.
And a court today approved a settlement totaling $800 million from MGM Resorts for the more than 4,400 relatives and victims of the 1 October mass shooting in Las Vegas that took the lives of now 59 people and over 850 injured individuals on the Las Vegas Strip. Just one day before the 3rd anniversary of the worst mass shooting in recent history. Well, Clark County and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department will co-host a 1 October sunrise remembrance ceremony at 7 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, October 1st, from the Clark County Government Center Amphitheater in downtown Las Vegas. With expanded capacity from 50 to 250 people, the governor's new directive. If you would like to view the event, you can go online to Clark County's Facebook and YouTube channel. And Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are currently responding to an unknown fire off of Pilot and Galley. And they were a little bit earlier on Escuela for a brush fire, which I hear was very large, and we'll bring you more about that on tomorrow night's broadcast.
After the break, we'll tell you about your Business First briefing and some arrests that were made in Nye County. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by P&P Property Management. Knowledge, experience, communication, and trust. Call Cynthia at 775-727-4444. Optum Care Network of Nevada, offering Medicare Advantage members more than 3,000 primary and specialty care providers throughout the state.
Welcome back. We're happy you're with us tonight. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin are scheduled to talk today as Democrats propose a $2.2 trillion stimulus bill. JP Chase will pay $920 million to settle a trade scandal, and Walmart is giving a business lift to Tesla and Beyond Meat.
Topping our news, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin are scheduled to talk today. The pair had a 50-minute telephone conversation on Tuesday as Democrats proposed a $2.2 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill to aid struggling Americans. Mnuchin wants to spend closer to $1.5 trillion on a relief measure. It's official. JP Chase will pay a record $920 million to settle a trading scandal. The bank's traders were accused of manipulating the bond market and the precious metals market. A JP Morgan executive calls the conduct of its former employees unacceptable. Walmart is giving a business lift to Tesla and Beyond Meat. Walmart will distribute Beyond Meat products at 2,400 stores nationwide. That is up from 800 stores. Walmart is also tripling its orders for Tesla's all-electric semi-truck in Canada.
And police say that they allegedly found drugs inside a car during a routine traffic stop.
On August 29th at approximately 8:30 p.m., Nye County Sheriff's officers were traveling on State Route 375 when they observed a silver Hyundai Tiburon traveling east on 372. According to the declaration of arrest, officers conducted a traffic stop because they noticed that the car's side headlight was not illuminated. Dispatch advised that the Nevada license plate was returning surrendered and released. The driver, identified as Michael Bechtel, could not provide his license, registration, or proof of insurance. He said he had purchased the vehicle only 1 month ago. The officers recognized both Bechtel and his passenger from a prior narcotics investigation. Officers asked if they could search the vehicle, and the occupants exited. Located in the sunglasses holder on the interior roof of the vehicle was allegedly a clear bag containing 3 blue pills with M30 imprinted on them. The pills were identified as oxycodone hydrochloride tablets, a Schedule II narcotic. When asked if the occupants had a prescription for the pills, both said they did not. Also located in the sunglasses holder were 4 $100 bills. Bechtel allegedly said that the money was fake. Officers did note that none of the bills had a security strip embedded within, and they all had the same serial number. Also located in the sunglasses holder were 2 hypodermic needles that appeared to have been used. On the driver's side floorboard, officers found a brown, hard rock-like substance that was identified as heroin. An additional container of heroin was located behind the front passenger seat. Located in the center console of the vehicle was a small clear bag that contained methamphetamine. Officers also found a wallet in the vehicle with a fictitious California license with Bechtel's name on it. Also located was a fictitious Michigan ID card. Upon searching the trunk, officers located a backpack containing a package of hypodermic needles and a small container of heroin residue. Bechtel allegedly stated that the backpack and the items inside were his. Officers also found 41 blank white cards that appeared to be the same as the Michigan ID and the California ID cards that had been located. Officers found a Western Union debit card. When asked, Bechtel said he did not know why he had it. Due to all that was located during the search, Bechtel was placed under arrest and transported to NCDC. He was arrested for headlamps not illuminated when required, possession of a Schedule I and II controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, intent to utter fictitious bill, obtaining and using another person's ID for harmful or unlawful purposes, owner proof of insurance required, conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substances Act, and driving without a license and operating an unregistered vehicle.
Nye County deputies were called to respond to a Beatty hotel for a domestic dispute in progress. One female was taken into custody and transported to detention.
According to the declaration of arrest, on August 29th, Nye County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the Stagecoach Hotel and Casino in Beatty regarding a domestic. When the officer arrived, he located a male and female yelling outside of a room. The officer made contact with the victim and a woman identified as Janaea Lynch. When asked what occurred, the victim said he and Lynch had an argument. When the victim tried to leave the room, Lynch stood in front of the door, preventing him from leaving. She closed the door and began grabbing at his face and neck. The officer noted multiple scratches and marks on the victim's neck and face. Because of the victim's visible injuries and Lynch's statement to the deputy that she allegedly was primary aggressor, Lynch was arrested for domestic battery and false imprisonment. Lynch was transported to Nye County Detention Center for the booking process.
Coming up, we'll have your health report from the Cleveland Clinic and information on Medicare enrollment. Stick around.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, research is shedding some light on how COVID-19 impacts children. Data suggests that the disease is relatively mild for many kids, especially those under the age of 10.
That was one of the really interesting things about the report, is that the younger children less than 10 actually fared very, very well. And only about 30% of the total number of deaths that we saw in the children were in children less than 10.
Dr. Camille Sabella works for Cleveland Clinic's Children's and was not involved in the report. He says the analysis also reveals that many of the children who died from COVID-19 had at least one underlying medical condition, like asthma or obesity. He adds that doctors are still trying to understand why kids in general do better with coronavirus. He says there are some theories, but nothing has been proven just yet. In the meantime, he encourages everyone to continue taking precautions.
All the things that we are doing to protect ourselves against COVID will hopefully also help us protect against flu. The one exception is that we do currently have a flu vaccine, and I would really encourage all children 6 months of age and older to get the flu shot.
Complete results can be found in the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report.
Ow.
The annual Medicare enrollment period is just around the corner, and with all the options now available, it can sometimes be a bit overwhelming choosing the best option. That's where Simple Senior Benefits comes in. The company helps seniors find the best plan to fit their healthcare needs.
Simple Senior Benefits is a company that has advisors that help people with their Medicare needs. We help you navigate through the current of retirement and how you get to the different benefits that you need. Everybody's different, so we help you with your individual necessities. And we get benefits for you too. The annual enrollment period at this time is when you can switch, change, add your plans. It's technically October 15th through December 7th. So anybody who says, I don't understand my plan, it didn't work out the way I wanted, they can take a look at all the new plans that are coming out with all the new benefits that are going to go into place on January 2021. We help people in this time period that did not prepare for having their benefits ending at the end of the month. There are some times where they're not able to meet the needs that they usually did on a monthly basis. So we help them take a look at the state extra help, and we help them through that transition and say, we can get you your Medicare, but we can also take a look at if there's any state programs that we can help you with so you are able to take care of everything. So we are helping people who were not very much aware that they were going to be retiring at the time that they are. So we get them set up right away, and we can get them the state benefits. And we are fantastic with veterans. We've got some wonderful programs that work very well with their coverage that helps them get extra benefits that they didn't think that they had any chance at. And we've got some really, really good extra benefits for everybody. I can do everything. If you have an email, I can send you the enrollment form and you can sign it electronically so you never have to leave your house. I can come out if you need me to, but it's nice because people feel more comfortable that they're able to do everything at home. I can work with them on Zoom if they want to, and they don't have to leave. There is no price for the service. This is just what we do. We help them take a look at the plans that are out there. There are some magnificent new additions that I would strongly recommend that they come and take a look at. And on top of that, there is a brand new company coming out. The PPO plans have some really good additions too, but the brand new company that's going out, I cannot believe the way they treat their members. It's unbelievable. It's incredible, actually.
For more information about Medicare enrollment options, just go online to simpleseniorbenefits.org. You can also call Gina directly at 702-499-2038.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler. I'm live from the parking lot of the dollar store in Beatty, and smells like values. Can you imagine? You can get this at a dollar store. What can't you get at a dollar store? If you could get a donkey, this is great. Anyway, we're having some fun out here in Beatty. If you haven't been out to Beatty, definitely take the drive. It's fun, especially if you haven't seen the donkeys live. You know, you see the signs on the road all the time. Watch out for donkeys. Well, this is where you're going to find them. They're up in Beatty. They're having a good time. Doing donkey stuff. Very busy with that donkey stuff. Hey, we're going to have the local weather report coming up in just a second. Come on back.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, and this is your weather report. Looking at Fernley and looking at 87 degrees for a high today. Not too bad. 48 for a low tonight. Out in Fallon, 87 also for a high. And in Carson City, 87 for a high. And the lows are all about the same. Look at that. Reaching all the way down to Tonopah. 84 degrees is your high, 43 for a low. What is going on? Nobody's got hot weather today. We can't even, I don't even break out my thesaurus for what's going on in Goldfield. It's 85 degrees, 43 for a low. Out in Beatty, mostly donkeys, 97 degrees is your high today and 60 for a low tonight. I had fun going out to Beatty the other day. You know, neat little town, fun stuff. If you haven't been there, go out there. Smoke at Jay's Barbecue. Peace. All right, Amargosa, 99 degrees tonight was your high. 64 will be your low in Las Vegas, 98 degrees. And 69 for a low out in Death Valley. Heating up just a little bit from yesterday. Gosh, yeah, you added on about 6 degrees. Look at you go, Death Valley. 109 degrees is your high today. 76 will be your low. Let's take a look at the local weather, shall we? 98 degrees is our current temperature here in Pahrump. High is right where we're sitting, 98 degrees. Doesn't get any better than this in Pahrump. The wind's from the west-northwest at about 7 miles per hour. Very dry, 7% humidity. Sunrise this morning at 6:39 a.m. And it will set tonight at 6:28 p.m. Just getting earlier and earlier as the night expands. Wow, let's love that. 62 degrees for a low tonight. Northeast winds to 7 miles per hour and 13% humidity. It's going to be dry, going to be dry. Bone dry, get yourself some water.
All right, thanks so much, John. And we want to say goodbye to our own Matt Walker today. He's leaving us and moving on to bigger and better things. Thanks so much for being here, Matt. He was our master control operator, and we wish him the very best. I'm Deanne O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great night.
Good night.